So when you get rid of traditional triggers and you go to behavioural modelling, you're able to manage your players better. And that's been a real success story to be able to prove that, high value players does not equal problem gamblers.
Hello and welcome to Connected with Pragmatic Solutions. In each episode, we feature one of the leading suppliers of platform integrated services and discuss their products and the value they bring to operators. Today, we're excited to welcome Paul and Simon from Crucial Compliance. Welcome, guys. Welcome to Connected.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, why don't you tell us a bit about what Crucial Compliance does, products, services that you guys offer?
So we are a leading player protection software specialist. We've been supporting international gaming companies for over 5 years. We are a leader in that sector.
I think in terms of products, we've developed a number of specific products that are for gaming, by gaming. We've created something called Crucial 360, which is holistic risk management across responsible gaming, anti-money laundering, CTF, and really brings everything together in a single package. And we've also got separate packages for the international market, which is Crucial RG, which looks at responsible gaming and safer gambling in the international area, and Crucial AML, which is focused on the international money laundering rules. So those are our three core products that we offer at the moment.
So how does an operator value those? What sort of impact would your implementation of your products have on their business?
The key thing is that it creates efficiency straight away. So they're all automated. They're fully integrated with the Pragmatic platform. So what happens is you've got automated responses taking place overnight. So it cuts out a lot of human error. It cuts out a lot of the energy and work that goes into understanding local regulation and having to implement it. So it's efficient and effectively allows a company from the go set of implementing it to actually operate to the standards required by the licensing in that jurisdiction and do it efficiently and effectively, which both, number one, protects the player better. Number two, offers the operator good protection against regulatory action. And number three, helps create sustainable player value in the long run.
Do you have an example maybe of a recent success story that would highlight the impact of that on an operator's business?
Yeah, so we're working with several operators at the moment. If we look at FitzDares, we've really been working with them to understand the VIP market. So FitzDares are very focused on the high value, low churn kind of customer. And what we've been able to do is show how technology can really allow them to manage their customers better and actually disprove the idea that because you're a high value customer, you're a problem gambler. Because traditionally you would hit lots of triggers and people would say, oh, look, they've hit 20 triggers. Well, that's because they have value. So what we've been able to do is put the behavioural modelling over and say, well, actually, they're a high value player. We're looking at them from RG, we're looking at them from AML, but they're not triggering the behavioural models. So when you get rid of traditional triggers and you go to behavioural modelling, you're able to manage your players better. And that's been a real success story to be able to prove that, high value players does not equal problem gamblers.
Interesting. Okay, so what do you need to connect to when you're integrated to a platform like Pragmatic Solutions, PAM? What is the nature of that integration?
So it's all about the data and the data feed. So we're pulling from the core data, from the cashier, from the play, from the games themselves. And then we're adding in third-party integrations through APIs, such as your PEPs and sanctions screening, your KYC verification. And what we do is we take that all together to create a single view of customer. And what that effectively allows us to do is analyze all that information in real time, at the same time by customer. So we can really start to look at a customer's behavior and see whether it's changing over time.
And once implemented, how quickly will an operator be able to access those benefits? Is this something that immediately adds value to their business, or do you need to have a certain data set built on the platform before you can apply the controls that you can offer the operator?
So we have a number of models already built. Some look at the player from day one, but obviously the longer the player is going through the system, the more accurate it gets. So you can see a difference on day one, but realistically by day 7, you're really already got enough data to really analyze that player and their behavior. So it is very quick that we're able to get to it because of the effectiveness of the models and the different models we use. And I think that's important to say. It's not a single model.
And inside the operator's business, who are the stakeholders in the company that will be accessing your platform? And how do they access this? Is it integrated to the PAM back office, or do you have your own back office that they would access to leverage your services?
So we will do it as single sign-on. So when you're in the back office of for instance, Pragmatic, then what will happen is we'll have a single sign-on and you'll have access to ours. It is a separate back office, but it's seamlessly integrated. The idea is that all of the information you need will flow through from the Pragmatic back office into ours. So you only need to actually look at one page at a time rather than have to click through to cashier, click through to gameplay, click through to PEPs and sanctions. Everything will be into a single view, and so that they can immediately be able to log through, have a look at everything that's going on, and try and make decisions in pretty much real time.
Interesting. And what about market coverage? Do you have any specialties in specific markets, or is this a tool that's valuable to an operator regardless of where they operate?
So the tool was originally developed actually for Eastern Europe, for a very low regulated market, because what we were trying to do was develop sustainable player value. And what we were trying to get rid of was churn and burn. And that is where the system comes from. It's all about sustainable player value. Player protection is a core part of that, of course. And as we know, if your players are better managed, they play for longer, it's more cost effective with lower CPAs. So our speciality is being able to take a player no matter where they come from. Doesn't matter whether it's Africa, South America, UK. What we do is we apply the risk rules of that market, and we apply the models of that market to that market. So we can operate anywhere in reality. We operate about 28 countries at the moment, which are what I call heavy countries, like the UK, like Germany, like Netherlands, Canada.
Locally regulated to a high standard.
Locally regulated markets. But obviously it also works on the .com. So if you've got a Malta license, we have a tailored models for the Malta license or a Gibraltar license or an Isle of Man license. So the way you are operating under an international license, you can still run our system because we have, models that are tailored to the international market rather than a direct regulated market.
Yeah, and everybody needs AML anyway, so that's one of the modules that everybody needs.
And once an operator is interested in your services, how long is the onboarding process to take advantage of the existing integration with our platform or integrate to another platform? But beyond that point, setting up and configuring the tool, you provide a support to the operator to understand how to implement this into their business, and how long a time does that typically take?
So the implementation is all within the cost of it. It's, we don't just give somebody a platform and say, there you go, set it up yourself. We like to do it because we're the experts. We are a compliance company. So we have compliance experts here. Optimization, which is optimizing it to your business. So looking at which countries you operate in, which products you've got, what's your risk profile in those countries and products, which brands you have. You can have different brands. It takes about 4 weeks to optimize each of the models to your business. And within that time, we're constantly checking the models against your data and highlighting, well, this will raise 20 cases a day. Do you think that's reasonable? Do you have the capacity to deal with that? Beyond that, it then takes around about another 2 weeks Q&A till everybody's happy. So because we're already on your platform and integrated, that's the majority of the hassle gone. What it is about optimization and getting it right with the customer. And that's what we specialize on. We will never go live till the customer is very happy that the level of risk is tailored to their business. So 6 weeks, start to finish.
Okay, Paul, and then once integrated with the operator, who are the stakeholders inside the operator's business that are going to benefit from your technology and use it?
So the core compliance functions are going to benefit the most, and that is the AML team, the AML CTF team, and then you've also got the responsible gaming, safer gambling team, because this is a product built for them by compliance to operate in their environment. So they are really going to be able to take advantage of it. However, there are other stakeholders in the business who will benefit from this, even whether it's the VIP team, whether it's the KYC verification team, because it's a single view of customer, you have one single group of data that can be used for decision making. And then beyond those teams, you've then got the wider compliance functions. There is all business reporting in here. So if you're the head or director of compliance, you press a button and you get the business reporting for your monthly compliance report. No longer going to BI to have to get them to produce these reports. It's all built in the system. And then at a very high level, you've got everybody commercially looking at this system, because hopefully it's going to produce a sustainable player value. So, from the low level people who need to use it all the way through to the senior management, this system is built to operate at every level within the organization.
Great. Thank you, Paul. I'm Ashley Lang, CEO of Pragmatic Solutions. Thank you for watching.